Hi there. Before I stop talking, I'm just going to say if you see smoke, it's citronella incense. It's mosquito season. So I've been getting this question a lot lately. Wait, I thought you retired. What happened? This video is my honest answer because yes, I retired from a six-figure job and yes, I had a plan. But life happened, plans changed, and it's been actually one of the most clarifying seasons of my life. If you're new here, I'm Jennifer. I left corporate healthcare to step off the hamster wheel and build a life rooted in peace, purpose, and well-being. I create videos for people of a certain age who are healing from burnout, letting go of old expectations, and learning how to live with more alignment and ease. So let's start with this. When I left my corporate job, I knew I wasn't retiring forever. I was retiring from a specific way of working. I retired from the corporate grind, from the meetings that could have been emails, the toxic corporate culture, from the metrics, the fake urgency, the soul-sucking hamster wheel. I needed a break. I needed space to breathe and come back to myself. I knew I'd go back to work eventually, but on my own terms. I gave myself about a year. That was the plan, but life had other ideas. I spent over a decade in the corporate side of healthcare, managed care, insurance. After leaving bedside nursing, I was managing teams, attending endless Zoom calls, chasing performance metrics that didn't matter. From the outside, it looked like I had made a six-figure salary and a work-from-home situation. But on the inside, I was exhausted. I was anxious all the time. And the worst part is I never believed in the work. I felt like I was faking my way through every day. I would close my laptop at the end of a day and just feel empty. I started feeling like I was trading my life away in tiny increments for money and stability and other people's approval, but I just couldn't do it anymore. When I finally left, it was after years of knowing that that job didn't align with the life that I wanted. It looked good on paper, but that was it. I planned for it. I had savings. I had rental income. I thought that the rental income and the side hustles and content creation would fill in the gaps and enough that I wouldn't really have to dip into my retirement savings too much. But I was just really excited to rest and slow down for a while and to finally start living in alignment and figuring out what I was going to do with the second half of my life. But then, literally days after I left my job, one of my rental properties threw a financial wrench into everything. A cascade of major unexpected repairs over about 3 months, tens of thousands of dollars. Seriously, like a year's salary worth. It was $71,000. That was more than I had even budgeted for to cover my expenses for a year. It wasn't optional stuff either. It was major systems. It was like the universe was playing a cruel joke on me. And that fast-tracked my return to work. But not to the corporate world. I'm never going back there. I accepted a job that feels much better aligned. I'll be teaching at a community college starting this fall, sharing my knowledge and experience with nursing students that are just starting their careers. It's not retirement, but it's flexible, it's meaningful, it's a position that's going to give me benefits and summers off and space to breathe. For a while, I thought my side hustles would be the thing that carried me through the year. And if you followed this channel, you know that I've shared a lot about the gigs and income streams that helped me leave my job in the first place, especially in the early days of making YouTube videos. I talked about that a lot. A few weeks into my temporary retirement, I started noticing something else, something deeper. I lost the drive to hustle. I didn't want to keep juggling several things all at once. Not after what burnout had done to my body, not after what years of overachieving had done to my soul. I had spent so much of my life proving myself, being productive, being responsible, being the strong one. But once I slowed down, something unexpected happened. I remembered who I was. I remembered how much I loved to write. I started walking every day, eating real food, working in my garden, sitting in silence without needing to fix or optimize or categorize anything. And then I took a solo road trip around the United States for 5 weeks in my minivan, Wanda my Honda, and somewhere in the stillness of the Colorado Rockies, it hit me. I don't want a business that runs my life. I just want a life. I'm done with the hustle. It's not who I am anymore. I talked about this in my last video, or a couple of videos ago. I don't want to spend all my time trying to make a buck. I want to enjoy the fruits of what I worked so hard for all those years. I want to do work that aligns with my values and contributes something good to the world. And I want to have a peaceful, quiet, simple life, enjoying my home, my garden, my family, and my friends, and doing a little travel here and there. So yes, I will be working again soon, but not because I failed at retirement. I never meant to stay retired. And I won't be retired anymore in the traditional sense. But I'm more free now than I have ever been. I'll be working, but only in ways that feel good. And I'll be creating content here and on my Substack, but without the pressure to perform. This is the creative outlet that I have always needed, and I never thought that I had time for it or that I was good enough for it. So going forward, I'm focusing on 4 things. Optimizing my health, creating a peaceful home and garden, a personal retreat on a budget, doing work that feeds my soul, and getting completely out of debt over the next 5 years or so by living simply and spending intentionally. This channel is evolving with me, and I hope it helps you feel a little more seen too. Wow, the birds are just lively tonight. If you're watching this and your own plans aren't going as expected, if you feel like you have failed at retirement or reinvention or whatever you were aiming for, just hear this. You didn't fail. You adapted. You responded to life. You were never meant to get everything right the first time. We're human. The magic is in the pivot. It's in the reset. The moment you realize it's okay to change course. And the truth is, retirement isn't the finish line anyway. It's just one version of freedom, and there are others. I spent the last couple of days celebrating my youngest sister's birthday at the lake. We had a girls' weekend, and a friend told us about her great-grandmother who will be celebrating her 99th birthday next week. She still lives alone, she still drives, and she still goes to work at the family business every day. And when people ask her what her secret is, she swears that it's work that keeps her young. It gives her a reason to get out of bed in the morning, something to do every day, just something to think about. So yes, I'm not staying retired. I'll be working again soon, and my plans did change. But I'm living more intentionally than I've ever lived before. I'm still free, but in a different way than I expected. If you're on your own path of midlife reinvention, I hope you'll stick around. Hit subscribe if you want more videos like this one about healing from burnout, paying off debt, rebuilding your health, your peace, and your purpose. And if you want to go deeper, join me on Substack. That's where I share the behind-the-scenes stories and raw reflections that don't always make it to YouTube. The link is below in the description. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad we're on this path together, and I'll see you in the next video.